Hello and welcome to Gamerside. This is Driftwood speaking. I'm joined by my good friend Blim Blim. Hey Blim,
Hello.
how are you?
Well, considering the circumstances, yeah, I'm fine. And you?
Okay, well I'm good too. But yeah, it's a very strange situation we've been through these days, and reviewing a game like Resident Evil 3, which is about an epidemic, felt a bit strange somehow. But we're here to talk about the game. I have been able to fully complete it before the end of the embargo, and we're just allowed to, basically show you some gameplay footage with our voices, which is why you have to listen to us. It's basically going to be a lot of improvisation, although there's a full French article that you can check out if you do speak French, obviously. I guess you didn't play the second one, the remake that was released last year.
No, I watched a few hours of a walkthrough, but the black levels really bugged me. I really disliked that everything that was dark was actually dark gray, which seems to be fixed in this one.
Well,
Uh,
I wouldn't say it's like 100% fixed unless you checked. I mean, the video you checked maybe made you say so, but I would say it's better. Even the HDR, I think it's.
I don't know. I'm just reading your review, so.
Oh yeah, you're reading my review. I think it's better. It's not perfect though. I think when you play in SDR, you might have to like tweak the settings
Yeah,
to find that.
from what I see here, the blacks are still dark gray.
Yeah, it is, and it's
in this
HDR.
footage.
It's still the case, but I felt that the games looked way better way better, maybe not, but it looked better in HDR than SDR, which was not the case from what I can remember last year in Resident Evil 2. So there's improvement here, but I don't know. I don't know if like it seems to be a choice to have that sort of grayish look.
Well, I don't think Resident Evil 7 had the issue, so I don't know. It's really strange, and I really dislike it. It's black levels it has been a pet peeve for me since all the issue we had over the years with encoding our videos. So I really black is black. It's not dark gray. Well, that's an impressive sequence. Was it in the demo? This
No,
one?
no, it was not. It's the
No?
actually the same area than in the demo, except
Yeah, that's why I
there's
was
fire
asking.
everywhere. But it's a pretty really good looking game overall. It looks very similar to Resident
Oh.
Evil 2, which already looked
Blacks are
very
blacks
good.
right now.
Yeah,
I think.
it's just maybe because I tried to tweak the settings in some of the
Okay.
footage.
That's much better.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying that you can actually make it look as it should, but by default there's something wrong with the black levels again. So yeah, the game other than that looks very nice. The lighting,
Very good lighting, especially.
character models also, the animations, I think, and they're very similar, if not exactly similar to Resident Evil 2. But I really think it makes the game also very enjoyable to play. It's the way the character moves, the way the zombie moves. You can see you can obviously still use the dismemberment feature to make it easier for you to take down enemies. But
As
yeah,
you can see here. Yeah.
as we can see here, and in a way, I think there's a lot more. Probably a bit less variety than the original Resident Evil 3. There's the clock tower passage, which has disappeared now, which is a bit of a shame because it sort of reminded me of the first Resident Evil 1 mansion at the time when I played it, and it after the direct cities in flames and everything, it was nice to have that sort of a return to to the roots of the franchise, and it's not there, although there are some sequences like this one which was there in the original, but the setting is different. It actually looks much scarier now than it did, not just because of the graphics, but because of the that atmosphere and
Sure.
and what's going on. But although that, even though the clock tower sequence is not there, in general, I
And
think
do we
there's.
know why it's been removed?
I don't know. You can see the clock tower at some point, but you don't get to visit it, to explore it. No, I don't know. Thing is, in the end, because the game, I would say, is more paced than Resident Evil 2, you don't stick around in one place too much. I mean, there's that area that was in the demo that you can still see here, that you're going to have to return to a bunch of times, but in general, it's like moving forward and trying to escape the nemesis, who's obviously the big star of the show, and trying to progress, to go further, and to leave the city, which basically is what you have to do, as there's a big threat inside the city, but also coming from Umbrella. If you know the original plot, I'm not going to reveal more of it. There are a few changes in the story. Nothing, very big, but a few things are different. Yeah.
Unlike Resident Evil 2, there's only one campaign, I guess.
And there's only one campaign. There's two playable characters who plays a bit differently because they have different sorts of weapons. But well, other than that, they do play the same. But yeah, you don't get to have another character to play after you've completed the game the first time, and then discover new sequences that you didn't play because you played, for example, Leon, and then you had Ada. And as opposed to Claire, who was taking care of that little girl that I just forgot her name somehow, and I don't know why.
I couldn't tell you, I'm sorry.
Birkin's daughter. That's just Sherry.
Because
I think
it seems to be a rather short game.
It is, but Resident Evil 2 was short too. So yeah, it's the Steam said that I took about 7 hours to complete. The in-game counter at the end, which probably doesn't count the number of times I died and I tried again, happened to me a few times. Said 5 hours and 30 minutes, which is pretty short when you consider just that amount of time. But then you can also unlock new weapons and also like special items, which can help you more if you want to play a second playthrough, like a coin. If you hold on to it, your life regenerates, for example, as long as you keep holding the coin, or some, like I said, some special weapons with an infinite ammo, or just weapons you don't get to see in the game.
Yeah,
so
it's modifiers basically.
Yeah, it's modifiers. So there's that, and also there's
the scrolls in yellow.
Yeah, and there's the resistance mode that I didn't get to play really, other than the tutorial and some like more single player missions to practice, which is the multiplayer component of the game. The part that was announced first as the new Resident Evil project, before we realized that it was actually a part of Resident Evil 3, which was being developed in secret. Yeah. So a few minor issues.
The cops going through the door,
Yeah, that's also one of the things that they have not fixed since Resident Evil 2.
No ragdolls.
And also the animations when a zombie is not too close enough to you, it's very limited, which you can see, and it's a bit of a shame that it's the same on PC. And by the way, this is PC footage you can see here. So yeah, but overall it's a pretty well-paced experience, and I had a great time. And I have to say, the original Resident Evil 2, I was a big fan, and I had fun playing the remake, but I was not as enthusiastic as the rest of the press was when it was released. Resident Evil 3 for me at the time was just more of the same, with a few new things, like the life selection, which is absent now because there's just one ending. But in a way, I enjoyed it more now today than I did at the time, and I think it's a nice way to spend some time during the confinement, I would say, even though it's about an epidemic. I haven't seen any zombies around, so it didn't make me feel stressed or anything.
Well, that's good. Alright, is it a full price game?
Yeah, it is, but
Yeah.
if the multiplayer part is good
Yeah,
enough.
it
I mean,
will all depend on multiplayer. Yeah.
and still, once again, it's 7 hours, 8 hours like the previous one, and some people just completed one campaign. So just depends on what you want from the game, but
Sure.
it's very solid, that's for sure. Well, that's it for us. We'll be back shortly when we can. Until then, take care, people.
Yeah. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.